While the world of streaming has opened up a vast amount of possibilities in terms of viewing options, it can sometimes be overwhelming trying to decide exactly what to choose, especially when you have the entire family on the brain. That's why we've crafted a specially curated list of the best family movies on Netflix, which runs down the very best movie watching options for all, or at least most, ages to enjoy. They range from animated features to uplifting live-action stories of real-life heroes. But it's not only Disney movies. Our list of the best family and kids movies on Netflix features films from all kinds of studios, all kinds of eras, and all kinds of genres. So if you're looking for the perfect viewing option that both kids and parents will enjoy, we're pretty confident you'll find something here. Check out our full list of the best family movies on Netflix. Number 1. Labyrinth. There aren't many movies in any genre more bursting with imagination than Labyrinth, Jim Henson's high fantasy puppetry extravaganza. 16-year-old Sarah Williams, Jennifer Connelly, is frustrated with watching her baby brother, until the child is carried off by a pack of goblins, led by the Goblin King.
I wish the goblins would come and take you away.
Sarah descends into a jaw-droppingly vibrant maze of monsters and mayhem to find her brother, encountering everything from a helpful ward named Hoggle Brian Henson to the Bog of Eternal Stench. Labyrinth is so dang impressive on a technical level that it's a must-watch for pretty much any age. But it's especially an irreplaceable gem as something to show a generation raised on CGI. This movie proves you can actually create magic with your hands. Number 2. Nightbooks. Looking for something genuinely spooky to watch this Halloween season that's also perfect for the whole family? Look no further than Nightbooks, a new witchy Netflix original from director David Yarovesky, Brightburn, and producer Sam Raimi, The Evil Dead. Alex Winslow Fegley is teased so much for his love of writing horror stories he swears never to pen another tale again. But when a witch, Kristen Ritter, traps Alex in her New York City apartment and demands he spin her a new yarn every night, the creative kid has to use every ounce of his storytelling talent to make sure he and fellow prisoner Yasmin, Lydia Jewett, make it out alive. Nightbooks occupies a vital space in the horror genre, one similar to the likes of Goosebumps, A Nightmare Before Christmas, and Hocus Pocus, which is to say it's just scary enough to act as a gateway movie for any kid, like Alex, who might be interested in the harder stuff down the road. Number 3. Stuart Little. If you're looking for some straight-up whimsical hijinks, my advice would be to think small. Based on the classic children's novel by E.B. White, Stuart Little tells the story of the Little family parents Eleanor, Gina Davis, and Frederick, Hugh Laurie, son George, Jonathan Lipnicki, who adopt an anthropomorphic mouse named Stuart, Michael J. Fox. He is, in every sense of the word, delightful, as is this entire movie. No surprise, Lion King director Rob Minkoff, making his live-action debut, packs a gigantic heart into this tiny story. Number 4. The Christmas Chronicles 1 and 2. Netflix is shockingly consistent when it comes to pumping out quality Christmas content, and that remains true in the case of the 1-2 punch of The Christmas Chronicles, and its sequel, in which Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn play a delightful and quite frankly devastatingly attractive Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus. In the first film, a pair of siblings, Kate, Darby Camp, and Teddy, Judah Lewis, accidentally crash Santa's sleigh on Christmas night. As the sunrise approaches, the two kids have to help St. Nick save the holiday. In the sequel, which sees Home Alone and Harry Potter helmer Chris Columbus take over directing duties, Kate has to re-team with the Clauses when an elf named Belsnickel Julian Dennison goes rogue and threatens to cancel Christmas. If a perfectly pleasant Yuletide double feature is on your family's wish list, look no further.
It's like wave your hand and Jedi mind trick God. I'm Santa Claus, Teddy, not Yoda.
Number 5. Spy Kids. Married super spies Gregorio, Antonio Banderas, and Ingrid, Carla Gugino, raise their two children, Carmen, Alexa Vega, and Junie, Daryl Sabara, by day and travel the world taking down villains by night. But when the couple is captured by megalomaniacal children's show host Fagin Floop, Alan Cumming, it's up to the brother-sister duo to take on the super spy mantle, assemble a whole host of gadgets, and rescue their parents, and the entire world. Robert Rodriguez, making his first successful leap to children's filmmaking after breaking out as one of the action genre's best, packs more imagination packed into single frames of Spy Kids than the majority of the last decade of kids' movies combined. It's a delightful, action-packed blast that you should only watch with your kids if you're okay with at minimum a month of them wanting to grow up and become spies. Number 6. The School of Rock. One of boyhood and dazed and confused filmmaker Richard Linklater's best films is fun for the whole family. 2003's The School of Rock is a pure feel-good film, as it stars Jack Black as a broke guitarist who was just kicked out of his band, who poses as his roommate in order to land a job substitute teaching at a prestigious prep school. When he learns his students are all musically inclined, he decides to use them to win Battle of the Bands as revenge against his old band. Black is wildly charismatic, Joan Cusack is a hoot, and the music is catchy as heck. Number 7. Jumanji. This movie might have scared an entire generation away from board games, but there really is no better, more thrilling way to introduce a young movie lover to rousing Amblin-esque adventure than Jumanji. Directed by Joe Johnston, The Rocketeer, the film sees two young siblings, Judy, Kirsten Dunst, and Peter, Bradley Pierce, who unearth a mystical jungle-themed board game that not only brings all of its wildlife into the real world, some much deadlier than others, but also releases Alan Parrish, Robin Williams, a man who was trapped inside the game 26 years earlier. A lively, effects-driven thrill ride with Robin Williams at his most heartwarming at its center? You really can't ask for much more, and as an added bonus, both of its belated sequels, Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle and Jumanji, The Next Level, both of which should not have worked, somehow worked extremely well. Number 8. Enola Holmes. Eliminate all the movies you've watched 100 times before from your Netflix queue, and whatever remains, no matter how improbable, is most likely Enola Holmes, a gem of a Netflix original that came and went in the pop culture conversation too fast. Based on the YA series of the same name, Enola Holmes sees Stranger Things star Millie Bobby Brown playing the title character, younger sister to history's most famous sleuth, Sherlock Holmes, Henry Cavill. But when the Holmes family matriarch, Eudora Helena Bonham Carter, goes missing, it's Enola on the case, tracking her mother's trail of secrets straight into a grand conspiracy. Brown is, no surprise, endlessly charming in the lead, the mystery plot is just challenging enough to keep the kids guessing, and Cavill is clearly having a blast playing the stuffy Sherlock figure. The mystery of what to watch, solved. Number 9. Dennis Menace. Who could have predicted Michael Myers himself would become such a delightful director of family films? After starring in Halloween, Nick Castle went on to helm a string of gems, first in the 80s with The Last Starfighter and The Boy Who Could Fly, and then straight into the 90s with Dennis the Menace, an adaptation of the precocious comic strip. The film stars Mason Gamble as the titular troublemaker, whose misadventures usually at the expense of grumpy neighbor George Wilson, Walter Matthau, a joy, get him tangled up with a criminal named Switchblade Sam, Christopher Lloyd. Overall, Dennis the Menace is a classic case of wacky hijinks, but be warned, Lloyd's character is probably the most unsettling children's movie character, ever. Number 10. Beethoven. Beethoven is a pure 1990s gem about a gigantic, slobbery Saint Bernard who comes to live with Charles Grodin and Bonnie Hunt, which is about as easy a sell for a movie as humanly possible. It's adorable, it's delightful, and it also features Stanley Tucci and Oliver Platt as a pair of devious bumbling dog nappers working for an evil veterinarian named Dr. Herman Varnick, Dean Jones. Honestly, the fact that we're not all constantly discussing the film Beethoven seems suspect. He is a good dog, he is very large, and he protects his family from, I repeat, Stanley Tucci and Oliver Platt. Go watch this movie. What do you think about these movies? Let's talk about it in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, it would be amazing if you like and subscribe for more videos very similar to this one. Thanks for watching and see you next time.